Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Miniature Monday. I'm Scott, and today, well, we get to continue work on that awesome Shadow Dragon. I've got it right over here. Man, this has been turning out really well. I hope that you are all having a fantastic week so far. I know that we here at the tavern, it's the start of a new week, and we're looking forward to seeing what this week brings. Before we get going, I would like to give a really quick shout out and happy birthday to one of our patrons, Zagmeister. Happy birthday to you, sir. And also, I had a quick... Actually, you know what? This other thing, we'll keep that to the end. Yeah, we've got an announcement coming at the end. Stick around. All that stuff. But yeah, that being said, thank you all so much for being here. If you haven't already, give our video a thumbs up. Yeah, I imagine everyone else at this point is a subscriber, so if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to our channel. Oh, it's nice to get that stuff out of the way. That being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. Oh, hello there, Eric. Great to see you. And Brioni, good to see you as well. Great to have you guys back. It was lovely seeing you this weekend. And of course, Benjamin, good to see you as well. Yeah, let's dive in. Let's get going with this Shadow Dragon that, wow, at the moment, this just looks like a massive dark blob, which I suppose is kind of appropriate for a Shadow Dragon. Let me get my lights here a little bit more. It's kind of hard to do it justice on camera right now. It's coming out a little bluer than I was expecting. It looks great. It's nice and dark, but it's still it's still not as dark as I would like it. Right now, this looks like in person it kind of looks like a fairy dragon that's just had a little bit of a rough day, and I really want to get that like shadowy dragon feel to it. And I believe that the way we are going to achieve that is actually by giving this another wash. We were able to, so we've given this a wash in the Drakenhof Nightshade, which did a lovely job at darkening this down, but I want to darken it down even more. And I think in order to get to that dark place, we're going to hit this with a little bit of Citadel's Nuln Oil. Now, that also being said, let's see, oh yes, Eric, yes, Eric, good luck at your doctor's appointment today. We hope that, wait, is that? Yeah, that's Eric. Gosh, I am so spinny. Like, all names are kind of merging together, so, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. What was I saying? Right, so I think we're going to hit this with a little bit of Nuln Oil. Now, I am worried that that might darken things down a little bit too much. But another option that we have is, let me see where it is. And Eric, I think you were actually the one to bring this up. I was able to go out and procure myself some Druchii Violet. So this is another purple wash that we could put over this that I think might do the trick. Right, okay, I did have it right. Well, I hope your doctor's appointment goes well, Eric, and, you know, thank you for dropping by before going. So yeah, I actually have not had a chance to take a look at what the Druchii Violet is going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead, pull my palette over. I've actually enjoyed having my palette on the camera. That's kind of been fun to show what that looks like. It's all clean right now. So let's go ahead and open this up. This is the first time that I have opened this new wash. Oh, it's so exciting. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And as that goes down, that does have a beautiful coloration to it. So that could do a really interesting job on this mini. So you know what I think we will do is, I think we're going to hit this with a little bit of Druchii Violet, see how we like it, let that dry, and if we still don't think it's dark enough, we can hit it with the Nuln Oil after that. Now, I'm not too worried about over darkening this as it is because we still have yet to even touch our highlighting phase. So we've got that we're looking forward to. So you know what? Let's stop talking and just do it. You know, I'm gonna get myself a bigger brush here to be using for my washes. So I've got this. This is another one of my beater brushes. I kind of have a set of 3 different colors. We've got the blue, the orange, and the red. And you know, these I was able to pick up at my local hobby store for, you know, about 10 cents a brush. Are these good for doing detail work? No. But are these really great beater brushes to have around to do things like dry brushing? Yeah, they're fantastic. They've got really stiff bristles, which is excellent for things like that. This one in particular has a very large brush, and that's going to be excellent for filling up our brush with... Oh, I forgot my glove! I see it. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm sitting there going, why does this feel wrong? Because I was handling the dragon just free-handed there. All right, there we go. That feels better. All right, so yeah. Let's do this. I'm going to start on the wings, since that's what the area that really has some... Oh, that's pretty. That's the area that has purple in it. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Man, I really am gonna have to throw a lot of light onto my painting area, because I can see this great, but on camera this just looks so dark. Tell you what, let me get this front side of this wing and let me bring my cameras in. It is going to blow out my face, but that's not the important thing here. The important thing is our model. All right, so let's put that down. That looks really good. Oh, that looks really good. All right, let's get these lights as close as possible. Alley-oop. Oh boy. Like, no room to move my, there we go. Is this gonna work? Kind of. I think I need a little more top down. I'm not used to working with something that is so, so dark. Let's get a little more of a top down view. This is what you guys showed up to see, right? Just me fiddling with my lighting. There we go. There we go. Which one is that? That's that? All right. You know what? Forget it. I'm gonna... My face is gonna have all sorts of weirdness going on, but that's so much better for the mini. That is so much better for the mini. All right, here we go. Ben, I suppose I should put in my contacts so you can actually see the beautiful details. I mean, it might be a pretty good idea. You might want to do so. I am not one who is in need of the, you know, the whole contact thing. But I will say, there's a part of me that thinks it would be interesting to paint a mini, without contacts in, and see what sort of effect that would give. You know, maybe you could get a... I don't know. Do you see where I'm going with this? Like, you might be able to see, you might be able to make a blurry creature just by painting without contacts in. But then again, I suppose it all depends on how your eyesight is. Oh, also, I've got some music here. Let's get some tunes going, you know? Yep. There we go. Lucky duck. Yeah, I know. I have never had any issues in that department. My mom always told me that it was because I ate all my carrots when I was younger. Because one of my favorite snacks as a kid was carrots dipped in mustard. But you know, I'm actually thinking now that I'm an adult, it was from all the having to look on the horizon for things. But actually, you know, now come to think of that, that also doesn't make sense because I'm actually the only person. Oh, hey, Emmy, you would just have paint on your hands. Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm the only person in my family who does not need glasses. So, you know, again, lucky. How's everyone's Monday off to so far? Patty Spooner, hello, Patty. How are ya? You know what? The garbage man usually comes earlier than this. Yeah, this Druchii Violet is beautiful. As I said, I'm like 90% sure, Eric, you were the one that suggested this to me. And if that's the case, like, thank you so very much. Glad to hear that all is well, Patty. Yeah, things are going well here at the tavern. We have we're currently in the process of doing some very exciting, like, it's not really bookkeeping, but more of like logistical work, behind the scenes work. Really boring stuff, but I like it. I've always been a fan of yeah, I think in another life I actually would have been an accountant. I'm a big fan of numbers and equations and being able to say like, aha, yes, this is this number and this is why it is this number. My father's actually an accountant, so either that or an engineer, like a mechanical engineer. I really like building things. I like hands-on work. Eric, completed all of your work responsibilities before going to the dock. Now I can relax and go home afterwards. That is fantastic, Eric. Well done. Well done. Eric, I did not suggest that. Oh, yeah, it was David. Well, I mean, Eric, you could have just 100% claimed credit for it, and clearly I would not have known. Well, David, for, you know, when you come back and watch. I think David's been watching our stuff kind of as it's being uploaded. So David, when you watch this, sorry for forgetting that was you, and also thank you. I absolutely love this color. To be honest, as I'm putting this on, I'm looking at it thinking, man, my favorites used to be, I mean, Nuln Oil is a good one, but it's not really my favorite. I think my favorite color used to be, or at least my favorite wash, used to be Drakenhof Nightshade. This might be vying for a first. Like I'm talking about how I have my favorite washes, like I have to have a favorite of everything. I can just like paints, right? I am allowed to just like a thing. This is, having to do this, this light setup is making me wish our new light setup would come in. We've got it picked out, we've got it ordered. It's just that there's an issue with having things in stock right now. Oof, okay. Oh no, come on, bear with me. I am, like, aggressively handling this thing. I should be a little more careful with it. Emmy is a fan of Agrax Earthshade. Agrax Earthshade is a really nice color. For those of you out there who are, you know, wondering what sort of colors to get, if you're just starting your painting journey, I will say Nuln Oil is a must. Nuln Oil is a staple in that it can be used for everything. If I had no other shades in my collection except Nuln Oil, I could still paint everything that I've painted so far. Alright, let's set you aside. That is drying. That is looking great. Let's get this off of there. Whew, look at that. That is another reason why I'm starting to like the idea of wearing gloves more and more. Alright, so let's put the Nuln, or the Druchii Violet aside for a second. Oh, but actually, before I go into that, so while we let this dry, I'm just going to put this right over here, and we're going to bring back in the base, which is great. It's looking awesome. I'm going to be honest, I did a little bit of touch-ups on this off camera. I'm so sorry, but I'm telling you now. In that, oh man, that music is... This one song gets really loud at some point. I just added another layer of the watered down color to these rocks to darken them up. It was a custom mixed color, and I figured, hey, I don't want to waste it. I've got just enough left to do this, so that's all I did. But you can see that there's a little bit of coloration along the... let me see if I can bring this up. There's some color right along the base, and we want to clean that up. So we've got our German gray, which is our base color that we've been using for the base that this is on. So we're going to go ahead and put some of this back on a fairly loaded up brush. Let's see here. So I'm going to be doing two things with this. One, I'm going to use another one of these, I think I'm going to use my other orange brush to use this to actually paint this color onto the base. So I'm watering it down slightly. I say slightly, that's about how much I'd normally water down if I was doing any detail work. And I'm just going to be going back over anywhere where I see that doesn't look like I really hit it hard enough. And there's so much real estate on this base. That's why I'm using a brush like this. It's a brush that I can just go to town and not worry about damaging it. I've got the color down in most places, so now I'm just going back over and making sure that any of the places where I didn't get a lot of layers down are now getting the attention that they deserve. But you'll also notice that I'm avoiding the rocks themselves, because I don't want to get this color on the rocks. We are going to have to get the color by the base of the rocks, but we are going to be more detailed about that when that time comes, which is pretty soon here. All right. So, now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead with my the brush that I used for pretty much everything else. We're going to go to the base of these rocks and just clean that up and make sure it's nice and crisp. As I'm doing that, what I was saying was Nuln Oil is a must for anyone who is... Eric, I'm all checked in at the doctor. I may have to shut down at a moment's notice. No worries, Eric. Thank you for... seriously, as always, thank you for being here. It's so wonderful to have you. And it means a lot that you come here when, you're waiting at the doctor. So again, thank you for that. And hope that everything at the doctor goes well, and we look forward to seeing you once you're back out. We will be here. Actually, you know what? Now might be a good time for me to bring this up. So, for those of you who were able to see the live stream on Saturday, I had brought up that we were thinking of switching our Discord server to being public and not just for our patrons. Our group has discussed it, and we are officially going to be doing that now. We're taking a little bit of time this week to make sure all of our channels are properly set up for more public access. So we're making sure that we've got our code of conduct and our all of our rules set up. So likely that's going to be happening on Wednesday. But yes, our Discord server is going to be open to everyone, not just our patrons. Now, for our patrons out there, we are still going to have patron-only channels in there, where if you're a patron, you can go in and there will be certain topics that we'll be discussing. But the channel as a whole is going to be open to everyone. So, Eric, before you had to head off to the doctor, I hope that you we're here to hear that, because I want to make sure that everyone gets to know, and I'll announce that at the end of the channel here, or the show here as well. But yeah. So anyway, back to the talking about paint choices. So yes, Nuln Oil is a must because you can use that for everything. However, other colors that we highly recommend, Drakenhof Nightshade is great. It is a wonderful color, excellent for your blues. Clearly it is good for things like shadow that you can see here. So I would put that on the list as well. Agrax Earthshade is an amazing color, as the name sounds, for earth. It is a great shade for your browns, like your leathers. So Agrax Earthshade is pretty high up on that list as well. Now, I could talk about like all of the colors that I have and why I have them. Well, maybe we should put together like an essentials list, because I remember when I first started painting, I felt like I was in over my head. I had no clue what paints I should buy. I had no idea where to go for resources, and so I ended up getting like the army painter all in one kit. It had almost every color that they've done. And the reason for that was I figured, hey, this way, if I think, dang, I need that color, I'll have something that'll work. And that was a great place to start, but it was not cheap. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I should put together like Scotty's list of starter paints. What to buy for a first-time buyer. We all know that Darkstone's going to be on there. One of my favorite books. I consider myself an amateur mixologist. By that I mean I like to mix drinks. And one of my favorite books out there is called The 12-Bottle Bar. It is a great book that has hundreds of different cocktails that you can make with just 12 bottles at your disposal. And so I'm thinking of maybe doing the paints like that, the X number of paints, and have, hey, here are different here are the different brands. This is what I recommend for what. If you only want to buy like 4 paints. Oh dang, 4 paints. I don't know what you'd paint with. Well, actually, no. There's a great challenge out there of just like having a bunch of paints or in a bag, so you can't see what's in the bag or which paints you're grabbing, and you just grab 4 paints and you paint a mini. And there are some great results doing that. Okay, I think I've cleaned up around the base of all of these rocks. So now, what I need to do is go back with, because you can see where there's a little bit of discoloration here where I didn't get a second coat down, so it's looking a little splotchy. And we don't want that. We do not want a splotchy paint job. Alright, I ran out. Let's get some more. Now I'm getting really close to those rocks, but I'm still being careful. So the big thing that I'm trying to do right now is look for any places where that base color is coming through, that really light gray that we primed this. This being a 3D printed mini, there's a lot of nooks and crannies. So we want to make sure we catch all of those. Like that. There's one. There's a couple. All right. think that should do it. Let's also go around the base itself, the edge here. Now this rim, we're going to paint a different color than what this is. So this is the decorative base for this dragon. So, shoot. That actually brings up a very interesting topic. So this is the base that we want to put magnets in. Because we want to put magnets both in this base and the feet of the dragon. Now, really quick, I'm noticing some pooling happening here on this Druchii Violet, and I want to make sure that that doesn't happen too much. So I'm just going to be going in and spread that wash out a little bit more. Now, when I say pooling, let me see if I can get the light on that here. Good Lord, come on. There was a lot of the violet just kind of collecting in this little crevice here, and we didn't want that to happen, because as that would dry, it would look very funky. It's also happening here on the back of the tail. So we're just going to spread that around. I am using this wash very differently than I would if this was not a shadow dragon. I just want to be very clear. This is not how one would normally wash. This is purely for this dragon. Alright, it's still looking good, but I'm not gonna lie, I still want to put a Nuln Oil on there. I still think it needs to be darker. Well, I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Do you think this could go any darker? Because you see where I'm seeing it's too blue in some places, and I really want that to darken down into a black. I could put a little bit of Nuln Oil on the base of the feet and see what that does. Regardless of what I end up doing, I still need to wait for this to dry a little bit. So, as that's drying, what was I saying? We want this base to have holes in it, specifically holes to hold this dragon. And I'm thinking that we're going to need to green stuff that. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. You know what? We're going to move forward on this base. And I can always fix where those holes will go. So the plan, I'm also killing a little bit of time here because I got to wait for this to dry before I can do anything else to it. The plan here, you can see there's kind of 4 footprint areas, and that's where this dragon is going to be resting. But this base is not the size that this dragon is on a battle map. This is actually at least one size category larger. So what we need to do is, I like this base. I've got it. I don't want to just not use this. So I need to make the dragon removable. And the way we're going to do that, just like what we did with the Dark Elf on the throne, is put magnets in. I believe we're going to do it in 2 of the feet. So we're not even sure which feet it's going to go in at the moment. But here on the dragon itself, we're going to drill tiny, tiny holes into the pads of 2 of the feet. Likely it's going to be these 2, because I think these 2 are large enough. And then that will allow the dragon to snap onto the base when we want it to be on display. But when we want to use it in combat, we can just pop it right off and put it on a base that is sized for it. And that base will also then have magnets in it. So that's what we're going to be doing there. There's a little bit here that's still not dry. Still not dry. We can start. So to shade this base, we're going to go on and we're going to use Nuln Oil. It's a great color. To be honest, I also kind of want to use it to see how it's going to look, to get a chance to see if I want to use it. Oh, come on. To see if I want to use it on the dragon itself. I'm fairly confident it's going to look really good on this base. I'm like, because again, Nuln Oil looks pretty darn good on everything. So here we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm likely going to be running out of my Nuln Oil here soon. The rate that I'm going through it. Luckily, here in LA, how much more shading does the dragon need? That is a great question, Emmy. I think... So here's where I'm running into. I'm debating on giving it a coat of Nuln Oil or not. If I don't give it a coat of Nuln Oil, it's done. We can move on to highlights, which is great. If not, or if I do want to give it a coat of this Nuln Oil, that'll be the last thing. The dragon is very close to being done with shading. So yeah. Alright, now I am doing my darndest to avoid these stones with the Nuln Oil, because I want to give them a... You know what, maybe I'll give them the Druchii Violet. See what that does to them. That could add a nice, cool looking effect. Oh, but yeah, so as I was saying, here in LA, stores are beginning to reopen with, safety precautions being taken. And I say luckily. It's one of those double-edged swords of, I don't know how I feel about stores being open, and I know I'm not rushing out to, spend all my time outside. But I also know that it's tough for a bunch of small business owners to be closed, so I'm happy for that. Alright, so there's that, which, wow, man, looking at that on camera, like, in person it looks great, but on camera, that's pretty. Obviously very glossy right now because it's still wet, but as that dries down, that's going to look pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Alright. Yeah, so I'm The dragon is dry enough that I could give it another wash. I'm gonna try the bottom of the feet. I'm gonna try the bottom of the feet, see what that does, see what I think. And I'm working my way up the leg. Yeah, I like it. I like it. We're doing it. We're doing it. This is gonna be the last thing, and we're not going as heavy as we have been on other washes. Other washes have been very heavy. We're gonna be treating this more like a glaze, yeah? Yep, that was the missing touch. This is seriously so pretty. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. I was not sure where this was going to end up. I really wasn't. This was, as I had brought up, this is one of those models that scared me. And my gosh, so happy that I did it. Oh yeah, this Nuln Oil. You know what, I said we're gonna treat it more like a glaze. I'm still going pretty heavy-handed on it. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to do to those blues. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. Come on. There we go. Still, though, I am trying to move it around as much as I can. And not get, you know, a whole lot pooling or anything like that. He's a scary boy. That's okay, Emmy. You needing to type right now is not a requirement. You're good. You know, this is also the first time that I've ever done anything with multiple washes. I think. I'm like 90% sure this is the first time I've done anything with multiple washes. There we go. We got a little too much on there. It's okay though. Where do I hold him now? Here we go. Whew. Okay. Okay. All right, and I forgot the underside of this wing. So we're just gonna really load up our brush and try and get that all in one go. Oh, yeah, that did exactly what I needed. So, oh, look at that face. Ooh. All right, let's let that... Ooh. Again, avoiding pooling. Just going through, moving it around. So here's the interesting thing of doing it this way. We lost a lot of the blues and a lot of the purples in this last step. However, they're all under there. You can see all of it. It's just not as pronounced, which, for a shadow dragon, is exactly what we want. Okay. So there's that. Let's take a look at you. Let's take a look at you. Oh, thank you, Patty. Yeah, he is gorgeous. I am super happy with how he's turning out. The set of dragons that this is from, I gotta say, they did an excellent job of designing these. I know that I posted that, hey, this is by Danny the 3D Printing DM. He technically he released it, and but there was a whole slew of designers that worked on these, and I forget who worked on this one in particular. I should have looked that up before this. I'm a bad host. I'm a bad MC. But all of the dragons in that set are absolutely stunning. Like I said, this is one of the things that got me into 3D printing. Not this model, but this set that this model is from. I'm wondering... I'd need to do some research, but I'm wondering what to do for highlighting on this, because it's shadow. You know? What are we highlighting? I know details that I need to do. I know that I want to get his eye. Oh, wow, I look terrifying in that. Ooh. Yeah, so actually, yeah, if I pull back, you can see my eyes are getting popped really nicely. So we want to do that on him. But my highlights, well, I suppose there is highlighting. Yeah, okay. This is going to be fun. This is going to be really fun. Aiden really comes through with the wrath kind of feel as if the shadow might not be there. Beautifully done. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you. I wish I could tell you that I did that on purpose. I feel as though we've stumbled across this guy kind of by accident as of now. I'm just moving this around so it doesn't pool. Yeah, you can see as I pick it up, he's leaving some stuff on his feet. That's where... So the wash is doing exactly what it wants to do, and it goes with gravity and goes to the lowest places. And I just want to make that controlled. No. No, don't tell me I missed a single spot that is pure white. You know how we're gonna fix that? I did. He is. Gotta go back to work. Have a good afternoon, everyone. Emmy, thank you so much for dropping by. I hope that the rest of your work goes well. It is very hard to see. But no, I'm not talking to you. My phone just really wants to be a part of it. It's very hard to see. But on one of his legs, hidden under a wing, is a line that is just strikingly white because I missed it. And the way that we're going to fix that is with matte black. It's really hard to see. It's hard to see when it's striking white. It'll be impossible to see when we paint that black. So, we're going to wait for him to dry. While he's drying, I needed to pull out the matte black because we're going to paint the rim of this. So this is Army Painter's matte black. Wow, it is hard. There we go. Army Painter's matte black. And we're going to go right along the edge. Ooh, that is a little too watery, I think. Well, maybe not. Again, as I'm doing this rim, I'm painting more with the flat of my brush and having the point rest right up against where the rock meets the base. You ever just reflect on things that you say, like your own speech pattern? I realize I start a lot of things off by saying, now again, or as I said, when I didn't actually have something that I said. Okay. This is giving a very nice, clean look to this base. There we go. Aiden, love the art. This type of stuff just makes me happy. Me too. Me too, Aiden. This is such a nice way to relax. There. It's a pretty good looking base. We've still got some washes to do on the rocks. So you know what, let's go ahead and do those. I keep using my same brush for this. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use the Druchii Violet. Because I kind of like what that's doing. And I want to use this as a chance to see what it's gonna do to some blue. Now I don't want, oh, I just got that all over my glove. I don't want this wash to seep onto the base as much as possible. So I'm actually gonna turn it this way so that gravity is helping me. It's gonna be so much better for you to be working with gravity as opposed to fighting gravity. Because for the most part, gravity wins. For the most part. Oh, same thing. I've missed. And there's just some striking white in there. Gosh darn. I'll be able to fix that with some highlighting. Alright, there's that. Okay, so now that I've hit all those rocks, I want to go ahead and just pull off any excess of this wash, because like I said, I don't want it to run onto the base. And if there's a lot of it, and I turn this right side up, it's just going to go right onto the base. Hey, RJ, how's it going? Hope that you're doing well so far on this Monday. Okay, I'm going to turn this upside down for a little bit. Yeah, that's the color we started with. Very different, right? I'm going to go ahead, close up the Druchii Violet. I always want to make sure these have a good click to them when they close, because otherwise they're going to dry out. That was the biggest issue I had with my Citadel paints early on, is that these pots, though they can be excellent, they'll dry your paints out pretty quickly if you don't take proper care of them. Alright, so now that we've got that turned upside down, let's turn it right side up, and those are looking pretty sweet. Not bad, just cracked open a new book, have some chili brewing on the crock pot. Very nice. That sounds like an excellent way to start your Monday. Happy to finally see you paint a dragon. Oh, I bet you are, RJ, I bet you are. Yeah, these rocks are looking great, and our shadow dragon is looking pretty darn awesome. So the base is dry enough, and the dragon is not dry enough. Darn, I was gonna put the dragon on the base, but I don't think we're gonna get to do that today. Let me see here. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the most for cleaning that up. I'm still seeing some of this pool. Hold on. There's that. Okay, there we go. All right. That should do it. Any touch-ups I'm going to have to make along here. Yep, already. From where my glove accidentally touched it. Excellent. So, I think that's going to do it for the base for now. We've still got highlighting to do to the base, obviously, and, well, I got a little bit of research to do on this dragon, because I feel as though I should highlight him, but at the same time, I'm wondering what proper highlighting is going to be on this. He's going to get some amazing eyes, I know that, and probably some work on his horns and, like, his harder edges. So let me pull this over so I can bring him back in. Like the things on him that look solid. So his horns, some of these ridges in his wings, these things on his back. Those are very clearly solid parts to him. So those are probably going to get some interesting looking highlights. But I think that is going to do it for us. Oh gosh, that is... Let's fix that. That's going to do it for us today on this Miniature Monday. So, yeah. Oh, it's looking great. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. That gets warm. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for joining me. As always, I've been enjoying this so much. So yeah, just a few quick reminders that here this week, our Discord is going to become public for everyone to join. We've got some fun things in there where as you interact with people, you level up, you get to pick what class that you want to be. And it's just a way that we're trying to continue to strengthen this community that is growing around the Adventurers Pack. We have really been enjoying having you all here, and we just want to find more ways that we can include you in more of those things. So that's happening. Oh yeah, there's a new. If you did not get to, or if you have not been watching us on Twitch, a new episode or rerun or whatever you want to call it, last week's Twitch of painting the Dark Elf Queen on her throne is that is live on YouTube now, so you can go check that out. And yeah, next thing's coming up. We've got the Gauntlet going on once again on Friday. Looking forward to seeing you all there, and we will see you on Saturday continuing to paint on Twitch. And if I don't see you then, I will see you back here next Friday to continue work and possibly finish this Shadow Dragon. So yeah, thank you all so much. Once again, I'm Scott, and I will see you at the next Miniature Monday. Bye, y'all.